Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Robert Hollis Jr. here with the live Unlimited Profits Q&A, or like I like to call it, the Ask Us Anything. Thank you so much for joining. If this is your first time being on a live Q&A, you can see below on this very event page, there's a link that you can click to actually join in and join us live and ask us anything. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I know this is designed for a lot of different things. When we first designed this, it was really just to make sure that nobody was left behind. I know as the company grows so fast right now that somebody can be, if you guys ever seen the company overview, somebody sponsors somebody that sponsors somebody, and, they don't have an upline diamond or somebody that they can reach out to. So just know that you can always jump on here if you ever get stuck within the system, you're not sure what to do, or even if you run into ejections you don't know how to handle. Another great platform this is for brand new people that may be just looking at unlimited profits for the first time. And why I say that is there's quote unquote so many training companies out there or internet marketing companies that, once you sign up, then that's it. Hey, fill out your information, here's the information, just go to work. There's not too many of them that have the platforms like the live lead calls and the Q&As where people can jump on and actually get live support, talk to somebody real. And we've had a lot of people that's decided to become pros with unlimited profits purely just on the fact of how much support that we offer here. Not only that, but the community. I want to thank each and every one of you that are watching here of creating such a great community and culture, I should say, of family, and we're all in this and here to support and help each other, and that's also making just waves with everybody that's joining. And of course, the last but not least is for people that just want to jump on and get trained. So you might not have any questions now, but things might come up in the future, and now you can hear how I answer it, or how we have already 3 black diamonds on here with us, how they would answer the questions. So with that said, this is your last chance. It's so funny, on every Q&A we're getting started here. We started with 3 viewers, now we're up to 7. One of the biggest things that you can learn to become successful at being an entrepreneur is promotion, promotion, promotion. So as we get this started ramping up, this is your last chance to really send the event page to brand new people that just joined, or even your pros and affiliates that might have forgot that we're doing this tonight. So this is your last chance. Post it on your wall, tweet it, Instagram it, text it, however you get the information out there. So as we get started, I just want to welcome our black diamonds that jumped on here. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. I don't know why I do these anymore. I just need to let you guys take these things over. So with that said, the first person I want to recognize is Mr. Scott Kloster. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing Hey, if I was any better, I'd be twins.
There you go, man.
Awesome, awesome. So I want to ask you something real quick. How important is it to talk to new people every day and focus on diamond making activities?
It is the most important thing, period. It's funny because even when somebody, I was actually talking with Molly. Me and her did an interview, and she was talking about how once you get a team, how important it is to manage the team. And there's 2 different ways of looking at it. Is one, being in a situation to when you're not actively out personally recruiting people and personally talking to new people, that very simply means you should be talking to new people every day for your team. And I've never done it before, and I'll even show some of you guys because this will probably be interesting, because when I showed this to somebody today, they were just absolutely blown away about how many people that I talk to on a daily basis. And I know for the black diamonds on here, you probably your Facebook probably looks the same. And as you can see here, if you guys can see my Facebook, you can see here all the messages. So these are just from today. So these are all the people that I've talked to today. And then here's even tomorrow. So just in the last couple days, I know I'm going fast here, but easily over 100 people that I've personally talked to, just messaging back and forth just in the last couple days. So really, when it comes to diamond making activities, there's only really 2 activities. One is working on yourself, growing every single day. You can never stop growing. Les Brown says it the best. You're either growing or you're dying. You need to become the leader that you want to be. So, I believe diamond making activities is to take the time to work on yourself every day. That could be jumping on the live lead calls or the Q&As and going through the pro mentorship courses. And two is talking to new people every day. Every single chance that, the team isn't putting me on Hangouts with new people that I've never met, never spoke to, I'm consistently going out to finding somebody new to talk to. And at the end of the day, if you said how important it is the most important thing, bottom line.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm talking to new people constantly, and my inbox looks exactly like yours, so it's like, go out there and do the activities, guys.
Absolutely. I always used to make a funny comment, before, we were doing everything, via the internet is, when I had a phone plan, I think I had like 2,000 minutes, and I went over the 2,000 minutes, and then I got upped it to the 4,000 minutes, and then I got a message on my phone, and it was like 3/4 the way through the month, and it said, warning, you just went over your 4,000 minute month limit. Would you like to go now to the unlimited plan? And I took a picture of it on my phone, and I said, this is when you know that you're in production, that you're making it happen. For everybody that wants to know if you're doing the right things, if your inbox looks like mine and looks like Scott's, then you know you're on the right path.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, good thing now we just have Hangouts, so I don't even use my phone that much anymore. It's all just Hangouts, so.
I know. Honestly, funny if you guys have saw the new pro that I personally signed up yesterday. His name is Scott, and today he goes, "Hey, listen, is there any way we can do a 3-way call?" And I'm like, 3-way call? I can't remember the last time I did one of those. Even nowadays on the go, you can get Google Hangouts on your phone. I know I've done. I believe I forget. So many Hangouts, it doesn't matter. But I know that you can still do them on your phone now.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thanks a lot, Junior.
Thank you so much, brother. Thanks for getting on. Yeah, why don't you stay on? And with that said, Molly, Melody, and Scott are all black diamonds. I actually asked my brother and Hannah to get on this as well. So, the question, if it's not even just generic, if you want to specifically ask our black diamonds a question, feel free to reach out to them as well. So as we going on and introducing, I'm just going to go right to left here is Molly. How are you doing?
Hi, how's everyone doing? I'm great. Thanks so much for asking.
You already know my response.
Yes, blessed and highly favored.
How's your week going?
Doing well. Had a good day today. I guess, what I would like to bring up, and I don't really necessarily have questions, but I think since we have this amazing new arsenal of testimonials that, I don't know, I'm just thrilled with them. So I tried to get you to do one the other day, but we're still waiting for that one, Junior.
I'll get on it.
But maybe we should discuss a little bit about how best to use those. If anyone wants to talk about that. I think a lot of people are kind of thinking about it. So.
Yeah, and to even piggyback on that is how important they are. I'm sure a lot of people seen like almost, Hannah Ebert was hanging around the middle of the top 10 for quite a while, and then all of a sudden just boom, skyrocketed to the top. And my father kind of mentioned this on one of the pro shows, but really what attributed to that is their belief going up. And Matthew, I took the time to interview everybody so we could get them recorded, and then Matthew started editing them all. And as he was going through them, was going, oh my gosh, this is a great testimonial. This is a great testimonial. This is a great testimonial. So if anybody knows those stories, better is probably, not only me, because we did them together, I did them with everybody, but my brother. So he, from what it sounds like, 100% just leads with the testimonials. When he's talking to somebody as far as a peak of interest, I know Scott's brought that up, that he always leads with the stories. And somebody's like, well, you don't understand. I've struggled with network marketing for a long time. I've never had success. Oh my gosh, you need to watch this story, from Randy. you know what, I've really struggled with, speaking with people and going out and finding new people. Oh my gosh, you need to hear this story from Scott. So I think as far as when to use them, I think every brand new person should have at least watched one or two of the testimonials. Because that goes back to, if anybody's heard me do the training, the 3 things people go through when looking at a business opportunity is, 1, does it make sense? And I'm sure everybody realizes that's pretty easy to handle that one. And 2, is it documented? Well, it's one thing to say, yeah, well, the guy's taught 45 people to make millionaires. That's great, which is also a fact. But oh my gosh, a story of somebody that was successful, a story how that it changed their lives. That immediately gets them over that second hurdle of, is this documented? Because they've already seen it. And the best way to use that, in my opinion, and I'm actually going to be doing the pro show tomorrow because my father's heading out to Texas for the event, is how to kind of relate with people better in finding out their personalities and what stories would relate with them a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually talked about that quite a bit today because we did a team hangout, and there was Michael, who I believe is on Jeremy's team, joined us, and he was telling a story about how he had this lady, and he wasn't really relating, his situation wasn't really relating well to her, and I immediately said, well, if you listen to those 15, 16 testimonials, you're going to find someone that can relate. And just doing the studying that I've done with Terry as well, it's always better to use a third-party story than your own, too. So I just can't, I just can't say enough how powerful those testimonials are. So I just wanted to bring that up again, since it is relatively new, and it does take time to get through them all, but I think the more you learn about how great people are doing, the better that you're going to be able to relay it to your prospects. So.
Absolutely. And it also, if anybody's seen me do the momentum training, it also helps with your belief as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
You can see other people making it happen. And I know Matthew right now, his goal was to get it done by tomorrow night, is to take now all the testimonials we have and chop them all down and put them in like a 10-minute video, which in my opinion might be the go-to peak of interest video that we'll ever have. So I'm so excited how that turns out. I know how video editing is. You might shoot for Thursday night, but it could be this weekend or even early next week. So please don't anybody hit them up after I just said that.
I know. Can't wait to see it though. I'll keep it.
well, thank you so much, Molly. I appreciate you.
All right. I'll sit tight.
And the next Black Diamond we have on here is Melody. How are you doing, sweetie?
Blessed and highly favored.
Awesome.
To be here. It's really good. I love this time that we get together, and I love to hear some of the questions that are out there. And as you know, Molly and Scott and myself and you, we get a lot of questions during the week. And it's funny because we say, hey, get on the live Q&A and ask these questions for yourself. And where are they? Where are they? I guess they really didn't want to know the answer, right? So that it's really good. I always learn a lot from you, Robert, and I want to thank you for that. I'm so happy to be here and be part of this great opportunity that I have. I do have a question for you, though.
Okay, shoot.
I know you've answered this question in the past, but I want to know, as a leader or somebody that wants to be a leader and really grow their business, how should we be dividing our time? How much time should be spent on personal development? How much time should be spent on talking to new people? And how much time should be spent in spending time with our team as leaders?
Great question. And I think the majority of your time should be diamond activities as far as talking to new people. See, the only way really that you can learn is by doing. and I don't want to go off too much into this subject, but I know I did it with your team hangout, I believe last week, and the example is, I once was a pro rollerblader, but if I go to the skate park and sit there and watch people skate all day, every day, that's not going to make me a better skater. For those of you that's heard my full story, I listened to my father do overviews after overviews, not even exaggerating the numbers. I probably sat in the front row taking notes at minimum of 1,000 times seeing my father do the presentation. That didn't make me a good presenter. See, when it was finally my time and I was forced to get on stage to be a presenter, I felt like throwing up. I was nervous, I was shaking, I was sweating. I find every excuse in the book why I didn't want to get up there, or I couldn't get up there, even as far as hiding. But until I was going through the motions, it's just like making phone calls, which I believe is probably, in my opinion, one of the biggest hurdles for people right now. Is they go through the information, they understand what they should do, but they're just not getting on the phone because they're scared. They're not reaching out to new people every day because they're scared. And once you do so, you realize that it's really not that scary. So it's really, I believe, as you're growing as a leader, you'll find out where your weakness is and where you need to spend more time in that area on personal development. Now, I believe not only as leaders, but people, period, should take time every single day to go through personal development. And now that's almost just a question of where your head is at. Are you the kind of person that still needs to go through like an hour, 2 hours a day of personal development? I think that's like the max, in my opinion, just because, you can spend all day going through personal development, but if you're not applying it, there's really no point to it. So like Jim Rohn said, is that you learn, do, teach. It's not learn, teach. It's learn, do, teach. Learn, do, teach. And as far as spending time with your team, I think that's very important. But also, this is kind of different. The way I'll answer this is you got to spend your most time with the people that are most excited and most productive. As a leader, once again, this is a great example of Jim Rohn, using him again. He always said that you work where you're deserved, not where you're needed. See, where a lot of people get mixed up is spending time with your team is, if you have, all these different boats out in the ocean, and one boat is empty, one's filled of gold, and one's full of diamonds. And the one with diamonds is moving fast, and the one with gold is kind of moving along, and the one that's empty is just sitting there. Well, what a lot of people think is, oh my gosh, well, if I just spent more time with the empty boat, and I taught them how to steer better, and I could give them more, fuel so they could move faster, I'm going to spend all my time with this person. In reality, your number one goal is to get the ship with diamonds on the shore first. Once it's on shore, you harvest your diamonds, maybe you can now spend some time with the gold. Because, it sucks, you spend a lot of time with the one that's empty and you finally get it to shore and realize that it's still empty. And not to go off on too much of a tangent on this, but, even one more way of relating it, it's like me being a new father. Because, it's kind of frustrating because he's finally now getting to the age that he realizes if he can't have something or do something that he wants, he starts to, and it's like the fake crying. We were laughing this morning because he was sitting there, he didn't want to have his diaper changed, and he wasn't crying, he was literally going, like fake crying. So now it's like if we at an early age he realizes, wow, if I throw a temper tantrum and I cry, my parents give me attention. Versus, wow, every time I do something good, every time I do something new and awesome, they're rooting for me, cheering for me, and when I start to complain and whine, they pretend like I'm not here. Maybe I should complain and whine less. So we're training him how to, be an adult, and you as leaders have to train your team how to be leaders. So I won't go. That's like a leadership whole training I can go off on, and I know this is more for Q&A for for new people, so I don't want to go off on that too much. But hopefully, does that help you out, Melody?
It does help. And I have one more quick question for you.
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, how many of the people on your team do you call, or do you let the people that need, reach out to you?
Great question. That's funny because I was actually thinking of that today, believe it or not. If you've ever worked with me personally, you've heard me say this statement. I'm not a babysitter. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm not going to call you up and say, you can do it, rah, rah, rah. I'm not going to call you up and say, listen, Melody, why haven't you finished the pro training? Why haven't you put me on any hangouts? But on the flip side, for anybody that's worked personally with me, have you ever reached out to me and asked me to do something and I wasn't there for you?
Never.
I'm a workhorse. Going back to you work where you deserve, not where you're needed. Now, will I, because I just, I think it was funny, Susan today, she's actually, and it's not the Sue that's on here, but she reached out to me and she goes, I keep asking you in the days if you have times filled and you're always full. Do I got to schedule you 24 hours in advance? And I said, yeah. So if I'm consistently talking to new people every day, and Scott's reaching out for a hangout, Melody's reaching out for a hangout, and Jackie's reaching out for a hangout, and Sue, I know this is her first Q&A. I just got off a hangout with her in Australia, and all these people are putting me on the hangouts with new people. I know I should probably do it more, but why? It's hard for me to take time to divert from talking to new people to go back to my team and try to ramp them up and get them excited to go to work and put me on hangouts. Now I do that. If times when I'm down, I'll look through and go, man, I haven't heard from Melody for a while, and I know you're rocking it, and you're building your group. But I love every once in a while reaching out to saying, hey, I'm just here to touch base, and that's important to let your leaders know and people in your team that you do appreciate them, that you recognize their hard work, which I do recognize yours, Melody. And it's funny, we went from you struggling, I feel like, and not making money, and us talking every day, if not 2 or 3 times a day, to now all of a sudden you're Black Diamond making a full-time income, and we talk 2 or 3 times a week now.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a delicate balance. You don't want to feel like you're ignoring people, but yet you don't want to spend all your time with somebody to get them going when you've got people right in front of you that are holding diamonds in their hand.
Excellent answer. Thank you so much. I love you.
Love
and
you.
Thank you for always being there.
Oh, thank you for always being there. I appreciate you. So what I'm going to do now is I know everybody who's jumping on. I'm just going to go from left to right. If you guys can do me a huge favor, I want the Black Diamonds to stay on so people can ask them questions if they want. But after we're done answering the question, if you can jump off the live part and go back to the event page to watch it so other people can jump on and ask more questions. So the first person that I want to bring on is, I know I'm saying it wrong with the accent, but Cesar. Are you there, my friend? Efren?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear, my friend. How you doing?
Very good, bro. Very good. Yeah, you say it right. Cesar, yes.
Cesar, I knew it. I'm getting better with my accent.
Yeah.
So how you doing, my friend? What can I help you out with?
Very good. I just joined it, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm writing some notes, and I agree with you. You're right. Here we're in our own business, right? So we don't need cheerleaders or anything, right? We just gotta go and do it. Yeah. I heard that part. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah. You got any questions for us?
Well, actually, yesterday I had a pretty good conversation with Melanie and Scott. It was very, very good. We set up some goals, actually. We make a game plan, and we're ready to roll. Actually, I already spoke to 2 people. They're watching the videos, and we just waiting for their answer back. Yes.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, if you're working directly with Melody and Scott, you're definitely in good hands.
Yeah. Well, more with Scott, right? But Melanie is also she's being helpful also. Yes.
Awesome.
She gave me some really good points here today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They're amazing, great leaders. You're with an amazing team.
Yeah, man, and we want to make this bigger. They gotta be bigger. I gotta be bigger. And let's do it.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for jumping on and sharing your story, brother.
No problem. No problem. We're here.
Hey, and please reach out to me directly if you need anything as well, okay?
Absolutely. Thanks.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. So continuing going on here to left to right is Jackie. How are you doing? I know you're there. I just saw Jan. There she is.
I'm here. I'm sorry, I was taking notes. How are you doing? It's so glad to see you. I love Hangouts too.
Awesome. I'm doing wonderful, even better now that you're on.
Oh, thank you so much. And there's Randy too. I was just talking to him because he had his internet wasn't working too good. So I'm glad to see everyone. Thank you, Junior, for helping me. You know, because I tell you, offline and online and talking to people, and some of the people that I've been talking to, mostly leaders and other companies, and it's a new world. It's a different kind of atmosphere for me because they basically are happy. A lot of them say, well, I'm happy with doing the parties and the way they have been doing things. And I know we went over this again, and I remember you saying about the duplication. If you could, because there's some new people on here, just what you say to when to kind of let them know how it's not really feasible for them to duplicate themselves in the way they've been doing it, because they're only one person, and then what you and your dad offer help them out in this program.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely, and also for everybody watching this too, going after leaders and going after people that already have made money or currently making money and have a group is very difficult, and why that is just all about timing. See, if you're happy, and I guess a better way to look at it would be is say you're in a relationship and you're in love with that person. But you have all your friends and family around you saying, you got to get out of there. It's not a good person. They're not treating you well, but you can't see it because you're blind. You're in love with them. And later you find out, when and if they break up with that person, it's like, oh, why didn't I listen to you guys? So a lot of people, and it's funny, there are very few people on here that will know what I'm talking about with this joke. But I took a small break today to eat lunch, and there was The Last Samurai playing, the movie. And I said, wow, that reminds me of somebody I know that's called Samurai. He's extremely good at what he does, and he's been very successful doing it. But it's an outdated, ancient art form, and at the end of the movie, all of his people die. So what we're doing is, still I believe, my father and I've talked to leaders that go, wow, what you're doing, you guys are like 3-4 years ahead of the curve right now. And I guess as a leader, the best way that I would describe that as far as duplication, because any leader's gone through this. In the past, I find a Jackie, and you're in Vegas, right?
yes.
And all of a sudden, I see you're starting to get some momentum, and going back to that theory of the ships. Wow, I got some gold, I got some diamonds in Vegas. So then I fly to Vegas, and I spend a week, 2 weeks. I'm doing meetings for you. I'm doing trainings for you. We're doing all this stuff, and we're getting all this momentum and all this excitement, and then the volume's going up, and as soon as you leave, it plateaus, and if not plateaus, starts to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you consistently, like I always tell my story, is, when I was working very hard old school, does it work? Yes. But it's hard work. Man, I bought a brand new, $85,000 Mercedes and put 24,000 miles on that car in 1 year. Because I was consistently driving here, driving there, driving here, driving there. And if you're not using Google Hangouts, and if you're not using some form of a duplicatable system online to train people, and also not only train them and track them, you're consistently going to be, the person that everybody, that you can't duplicate. So, until people realize that, and, because there's so much wasted time on people that just don't deserve it. One of my favorite ways is going, listen, I'm only looking forward to work with motivated and coachable people. If you can't go through the free training, why would I work with you? So that's one of the best ways right there to use as a sorting tool. And now that's why people fail. I sign up Jackie, and Jackie signs up, Kevin, and Kevin signs up Melody, and Melody signs up Molly. And I gave Jackie exactly what she needed to learn to become successful. But then Kevin got 50%, Melody got 50%, and Molly, somebody I've never met in my life, has absolutely no idea what to do. So if you don't have a duplicatable system like that, you're always going to have those people that fall from the wayside. So, you got to be able to plug people in where they can get 100% of the information 100% of the time.
Yeah, and I agree. I was doing some, well, I was listening. Of course, your dad has been putting out some phenomenal material. This last video with Destiny about I can't even remember. It was the one with Andrew Eaton just the day before yesterday. And I realized that people, that if you have, like, the events and the sessions that are very just all positive, and you have somebody even from the pews of the church that the preachers, like, all animated and rah rah and this and that, and then about 2 days that may last. Yeah. But what I found different was that this the mentorship changes us from the inside out. It changes us. So, because I was trying to figure out, even for myself and my own success, why am I different from before? And it's because of the mentorship. It helps us from the inside out. And so all of us, I've never had a group like we're right here, of all of us being positive and helpful to one another, not competitive. I couldn't do this in my primary business because somebody would be jealous. Oh, you're talking to somebody in this section, in that section. No, we help each other, and so I can see the vision. That is my vision, is to help this industry, like you and your father, to make it have a better name. I had somebody today say, "Is that a pyramid scheme?" But I remembered what you said and was able to answer that. But on top of it, that's what the majority of the people have been abused and hurt. So now, this opportunity, I just feel it's such a blessing that we can have this opportunity to be able to learn to change from the within, from the inside out, to change us, so that we can help others. And if we're like Melody, who helps people, we will replace our income. I know I will. And I know Randy and Molly and Scott, all of you guys and the new people are waiting to do that. So I'm so thankful for that. And thank you for your encouragement once again, Robert, and helping me, because I know I panicked the other day, but everything went okay. Last week, this is a hotbed of mixers. Like, we have networking every day. You can be in a network situation. So,
well, Jackie, thank you so much for jumping on and sharing. And you're absolutely right. Sue, all the way to the right. Weren't we just talking about that on a hangout where we're in an environment that everybody's lifting each other up? So thank you so much, Jackie. I really appreciate you.
Thank you too.
So moving forward here, we're going over to Kevin. How are you doing, sir?
Hold on. All right, you there?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now? No.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to say hi, and to everybody that I can see. I see I'm with a lot of influential people here. I know I'm not doing as well as I'd like to be, but me and Melanie are working on it. Thank you, Melanie. And a couple things I'd like to say. Hold on, I lost my little thing there. But can you make a comment for me on, when I talk to people, and most of them are my friends because it's harder to, go out there. I haven't gone out, but I've been getting out a little bit more and more and doing all the training, and I just heard you saying, split your time up, and Melody said, you got to do so much here, so much here, so much here. And I know I've been trying to do more training, going back and forth and back and forth. And to see, people call me back and say, well, what are you trying to sell me? What are you trying to sell me? And right away, that's all they're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm, okay, but then I'm lost right there. But when I watch you guys, you make it look easier, and I'm trying to get past that point, So
yeah. Well, somebody actually asked me that the other day. Is this sales? And I said, absolutely not. All this is referring and recommending people to something. So you got to look at it is, if you're a new restaurant just opened up in your local city,
right,
and it's great food, great prices, great atmosphere, what would you do?
At least try it out, right?
Well, you've already been there. It was an awesome experience. Great food. It wasn't even that expensive. Now what?
Tell everybody about it.
Bingo. Not only tell people about it, but probably drag people back there so they can experience it themselves. So, you need to come from a standpoint of generally trying to help them and share with them something. Because, if you went to them and shared them about a movie or a restaurant, their response wouldn't be, well, what are you trying to sell me?
Right.
So at the end of the day, and if anybody's even hear me with the live lead calls, is I don't like bringing up the $99 until they've seen the free training.
Right.
So when people say, well, what are you trying to sell me? I'm not. I'm trying to share with you some free information that can change your life.
Right.
I'm trying to show you a way that you can make money. So that's where you need to come from instead of, when that should be your immediate thing is, what are you trying to sell me? Nothing. I'm trying to give you something valuable here. Do you want a better life? Do you want to change? And if they say no to that, then you just got to move on.
And that was it. That was my next one was, okay, at that point, say I got a call, and then I had somebody call me and say, they're trying to sell me something. You're trying to sell me something. And that's where I got to let go, right?
Yep. Got to let go. And, and if you really understand where the most successful people are, with unlimited profits is, and I'm sure, Melody and Scott can even nod their heads to this, is that, you go through and you help people, and maybe for every 5, 8, 10 people that you've helped with free training, one of those decide to become a pro. They don't go back and go, well, now that you've enjoyed all the free training and it's helped you with your life, now it's time for you to upgrade as pro. No, I've still got people that, it's funny because my back office is open. I've got a guy that's on day 50 of the daily training, and he still hasn't upgraded to pro.
Right.
Well, I actually called him a couple days ago. Hey, man, how'd you like the train? And he was, oh my gosh, all the things that I've learned, it's motivating me. I'm excited every day to watch a new training. I just want to thank you so much for giving this gift to me. And I said, awesome. And I said, well, have you ever thought about going pro? And he goes, you know, I just don't think I'm ready for it yet. Fine. I'm glad you're enjoying the training. You know, once you get done with it all, maybe even go back through it. Oh, I never thought about that. You know, I can go back through it again. See, I'm not here to sell somebody. I'm only looking to work with the people that want to make a difference and want to do something, because the people that are passionate about sharing this with other people, you know, another one, I always love telling Hendra's story because, you know, it helped her with her depression. And in her words, she just wanted to speak to everybody that had ears to hear about this amazing gift that Molly gave her that changed her life, and she wants to share the gift with you. See, her number one goal wasn't to sign you up as pro to make $50. She was trying to help you. She knew, you know, and it's just like anything else. It's like, you know, imagine, I don't know, I'm kind of having, like cooking, I'm just going to use an example. I don't know how to cook, but whatever. So say if you're, you know, the traditional way of chopping carrots, and then you've seen like the infomercial, the chopper, and you got it and go, oh my gosh, I know it's $99, but man, my wrists don't hurt no more. I can chop carrots twice as fast. Melody, you got to get one of these. Why are you trying to sell me something? No, I'm trying to help you out. Hey, if you want to go back to cutting carrots old school, go for it. I got to tell some of my other friends about this cool chopper thing that I just bought.
So I got to go now. Right.
Bingo. You got to go now. And not to, you know, make you feel bad, guess how many of my personal friends are in Unlimited Profits that I knew before I was a networker?
No.
0.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now you got to understand you become who you hang around, and you said you're working every day on yourself and trying to become better, and Melody's helping you with that.
Yep.
That probably means that you're trying to get out of the current situation you were, and maybe some of your friends are just happy with being average.
Okay.
So now it's time to meet some new friends.
That helps. I appreciate that. You know,
I'm having my wedding this year.
Right.
And it's funny, as I'm looking over all the guest list, other than family, I've got 2 friends that are coming to my wedding that I knew before I was a network marketer.
The funny part is, friend is a different kind of word from when I was young and growing up. So I know exactly what you're saying. You know, they were friends. Friends, that's a different kind of friend, you know.
Bingo. So, you know, guess what? You want it for them, and, you know, I've tried to drag people, but sometimes you just got to move on. Okay. Melody, you want to add to that?
Yeah, just real quick, and I think the key word, and we all need to keep this in mind, is gift. This is a gift we're giving people. So if you have that mentality that you have something wonderful to share with them, something of value, like Robert said, you know, just come from there. Instead of saying, you know, instead of being of the mentality, oh, I need 2 pros to pay for my, you know, my membership.
Right.
That makes a big, big difference. And when I share with people, I tell them, I'll text it to them, this is a gift to you, my gift to you. I know you're going to enjoy it. I know you're going to benefit from it. So that's all I wanted to add.
Great point, Melody. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. And then one more thing is like my brother, he wrote a book, and it is a really cool book. It's got, he drew, he's an amazing artist. Well, we tried to sell this book for years, okay? And I spent over $10,000 trying to market this book. But my brother has a very bad attitude, okay? And he says, well, nobody's looking at it. And we sent it to about, you know, probably 10 or 15 different publishing houses, and nobody got back to us. So I told him, I said, look, here's free training, okay? I want you to go, and I want you to just watch these days of training on marketing your book, on Facebook, on Google, He calls me back and he says, I got computer problems. And I know he's a liar, you know. I know it would help him, but there you go. Move on. And I'm just learning more and more and more every day. And I don't want to take up. Go ahead.
Yeah, not only move on, but telling stories. You know, the only thing I would tell your brother, and just know everybody watching this, the hardest people to help is the people closest to you. It just is what it is. You know, the only other thing that I would say to him is say, look, this guy Robert Hollis wrote a book, and it was a #1 seller on Amazon. He wrote it himself, he published it himself, and he marketed it himself by using all the training that I want to share with you.
Okay.
See, he didn't have a big company pick him up, or, you know, I guess I forget all the lingo with, you know, writing a book, but you want to get it published by a major company so they'll market it for you. You know, oh my gosh, it's published. He didn't do any of that. You know, you look at a lot of even musicians nowadays. You know, it's like before you had a demo tape so you could get signed, and you could get signed so they would put up the money to create the record for you and then take like 70-80% of the profits of the sales of your album. Now you've got people that put up free music videos for years. They get millions of followers, and then they come out with a Fund Me campaign or a Kickstarter event. Hey guys, thanks for following me on my YouTube. I want to make an album. If you go here and donate $20, you can be one of the first people that gets my new album. And they raised $2 million, and they haven't even made the album yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in a different world of getting stuff out there nowadays. So, you know, the only reason why I went off on that tangent so other people listening can understand how valuable this training is. But, yeah, all I would say is, listen, this guy's done what you want to do. You know, you can either listen to him or not.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm done, and thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Great, great questions. I appreciate it. Have a blessed night.
You too. Take care, buddy.
Take care. And going down the row is Mr. Randy. How you doing, brother?
Outstanding, outstanding, Robert.
The dumb.
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. That's all it is per day, like Terry said last week.
$3 per day, right?
$3 per day. Holy cow! I just wanted to tell you real quickly what happened today. This lady sent me an email last week. She found one of my business cards. You know, your dad always talks about business cards, and this has never happened to me in my 3 years. So I replied her, and she asked about the business. I said, I'm no longer in it. Would you suggest it? I said, well, let me tell you what I'm doing now. Well, we finally hooked up tonight on the phone, and more than likely, Melody's going to meet her in the next couple of days or nights. She works during the day. She works for a local dry cleaners. She's been in multiple businesses over the years. Herbalife twice, she told me. Now she's back in Avon. Frustrated, but she never gave up. She saw it. But so when Jackie and I first met, Jackie said, this is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been looking for. And this lady on the phone tonight pretty much said the same thing.
Awesome.
So I sent her the overview from last night, and actually your dad and Eric, and but I couldn't believe my business card actually, it was still out there and somebody saw it, and you know, I was like, this goes against all the grain, and who knows what's going to happen with it. But we had a great conversation, which I could never do before. Unlimited Profits, speak to somebody on the phone with confidence and passion and excitement, and we'll see what happens. But that's what all this training does for us. God bless you, Melody, for being there behind me. You and Doug and Scotty. Again, I know it's a broken record, but I told her that. I said, I don't know what your faith is, but I know what mine is. I prayed for 3 years and nothing, and then I want to see these three loonies sit behind me one day in Vegas and change my life. So it is possible, but it just with Kevin, I hear him. You know, the rejection, the thing, and the family and friends. There's a whole world out there on the internet, and he'll get it. He'll be fine. But the family and friends, and Jackie loves to say the NFL club, and I love her saying that too. But don't give up. And it is possible. So that's all I want to say. And with that, I'll say adieu.
Well, Randy, thank you so much for sharing that story, and I'm not surprised somebody called you from a random business card. That's called law of attraction. You know, when you're on the right path and you're positive and you're excited and you believe what you're doing and you're throwing that energy out in the universe, it just comes back to you. And man, you know, some people should be taking notes from this guy, because he's leaving from vacation and he comes back and his group grows, and leaves a business card on a table and somebody calls him up and wants to sign the business. And this guy is because you're just so laser focused and have your vision so down. There's a reason why things are coming back to you, whether you want to call it law of attraction, God, universe, whatever, man. You're on the right path and it's showing. So thank you so much for sharing, brother.
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks, man. So the next person on here is Rye. How you doing, brother?
Doing very, very well.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for jumping on. You always have some tough and good questions.
Oh, thank you so much. I always love the opportunity to get to ask them. I'm happy one of my friends who has been slowly going through the program is watching tonight, and so he gets to see that it's really easy. You can just get on here, and I know I see a lot of the same people like every week, and so you get this. It's very easy for people to get this idea. Oh, you know, it's only the top people that get on there, but you know, anyone, guys making $0 right now, but really motivated to make money, you know, you can get on there too. So look, the dream board, it's making progress. It's
awesome. Awesome. Once you figure out a dream board, it's always a work in progress.
Yeah, I actually the meme that your dad posted last week. Quit beating yourself up. You're not a finished product. You're still a work in progress. Yep. I was like, man, I'm printing that thing up, put it on the dream board.
Perfect, man. Perfect.
Yeah, I hit a little bit of a slump after I was telling you last week. You know, I burnt myself out a bit and hit a bit of a slump. I was beating myself up, but then I just I got over it and was like, you know what, back on the horse. So I've been really getting back into it, and I'm watching a lot more videos again and trying not to overdo it, like you're saying. You know, do about an hour or two max a day, and then put my time and energy into actually doing. One of the things that has been kind of on my mind is that, I mean, everyone kind of has a different learning style, right? And I'm watching a lot of your dad's videos, and then I'm going out there and I'm talking to people. But one of the things I've always found whenever I learn any skill or learn anything, I learn and do a lot better when I first kind of hear someone tell me how to do it, and then I see them do it, and then I go do it. I haven't seen any, maybe I just haven't gone far enough in the free training because I've been doing the pro training, but are there any videos that like actually show someone talking to another person? Has anyone made any of those with like a mirror screen or anything like that, with somebody actually going through the process of talking to some new people or even some old friends and telling them all about it?
Like you're saying through Facebook or live?
Through Facebook, because like you've got your live lead calls, and I mean I do phone calls and face-to-face stuff all the time, so I don't really feel like that's something that's too challenging for me. I've talked to people on the phone or in face-to-face, and like, oh, that's really cool, you know, send me a video, bam, send it to, oh, that's cool, you know, and they get on it. Yeah. The Facebook is really a bit of a challenge for me, I'll admit.
Got it. We don't. If I not to hold anybody accountable or call anybody out, but I think in my eyes the best person to do a video like that would be Mr. Scott Kloster. We've actually brought that up before, because I know as far as somebody going out there and piquing the interest of people, you know, he was one of the people that, you know, right out of the gates went from basically zero to hero just because of how many people he talked to on a daily basis on Facebook. I also think it'd be really not relatable, but a reality check for some people when they see how many people this guy reaches out to every day. So, Scott, now that you're on here, you know, I think if you wouldn't even have to post it publicly so you're not nervous doing it, and we could even edit it. I could help you edit it to take out the slow spots or whatever it is. But I think that would be a great tool for people to use because I know we say it over and over again, but even just to have a quick, a 30-minute video of you just piquing people's interest on Facebook.
Sounds good.
And I mean, I know one concern could possibly be, the privacy issue, because you'd have to get their permission to post their name and stuff, but just doing the blur out their names and pictures and all that kind of stuff, and just you can see what they say and whatever else. Because that, I know for me, seeing that, I think if I could actually watch someone like a pro like you doing that, I think I would suddenly just start like having hugely better results.
Cool. Absolutely, I agree.
Send it my way.
All right, Melody, you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, we did a hangout that I think Scott actually recorded, where we kind of did a little bit of a role play and how we were talking to people, because it is really hard with that privacy issue. We don't want to be posting other people's names and pictures and with the conversation. So we did a lot of role play, and we discussed how the conversation would go. So there was a training, and it's not even a training, it was just a recording of us just chit-chatting, a few of us. I don't do trainings, but, it kind of clarified some stuff for some people. So I'm going to send that to you too, Ry.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and I know it's funny, with Barb jumping on here, I remember one of our first Q&As, that was one of her questions, and we did a role-playing live too as well. So we'll make sure you get those.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So moving down here, we got Sue from Australia. Her first Q&A that she's jumped on. Where are you going? Hey. Hey, I thought you were running on me there. How you doing, sweetie?
Good, thanks. Sorry, my phone was ringing. I wanted to turn it off.
Oh, got it. Long time no talk.
Oh, yeah, about an hour. This is awesome. I'm picking up some really good information.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. I know we just kind of had a group show with all the people over there in Australia. But do you have any questions for anybody, or even want to ask Melody or Scott, some of our top income earners, any questions?
Yeah, I was there's a lot going through my head. I'm trying, been taking in everything everyone's been saying. It's been wonderful. And for some reason, I don't know why, and I don't know Melody, but I've been finding a real connection there listening to her, so it's wonderful. So thank you, Melody. I just wanted to know when someone is very first in Unlimited Profits, how long do you feel that they should be actually doing all of the training? Do you know what I mean? Like getting into the mentorship program before they start sending out links to other people? Or is it basically like you've said before? I'm probably answering my own question here. I'm sorry, Robert.
No, that's okay.
Is it more like start getting it out there the minute you start getting your pops? Oh, isn't he gorgeous?
I'm sorry.
Hello. What a beautiful little smile.
Thank you. Say hey, everybody.
Hey.
He'll be doing these in no time. He gets to hear me yak all day, every day. He's going to be an expert, aren't you?
He's loving the camera.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'll come in there and tuck you in. Say, you're my little champion. You're my little winner, aren't you? Hey, we're destined for greatness.
He's just perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that. Everybody knows.
All right.
As soon as he comes in the room before he goes to bed, I gotta tell him he's a champion and winner. Instead of me answering that, since you said you were relating with Melody, do you wanna answer that?
Yeah, that'd be great, Melody, if you could. What I was thinking is, like, how soon should you actually send the links out? I know you've all said, that say, look, I don't know, but someone else does. But I've still just been feeling really uncomfortable in sending links straight away in case I can't connect them with someone in America straight away because of our time difference as well.
Right.
So how soon?
Well, Sue, it's wonderful to meet you. First of all, it's nice meeting you. I'll tell you, I sent them out. I was so excited. I sent them out right away because I had so much enthusiasm. I was excited about what I had. I imagine if you were to find a big pot of gold and you couldn't carry it all. Who are you going to call first to help you come get it?
Your best friend.
Right. The people that you know and love, right? The people you care about. Well, that's how I was. Now, not all the people that I cared about participating in their own rescue. And that hurt. But that's okay. See, I don't feel like you need to go through all of the training and understand the compensation and know where everything is in the back office. I was able to earn while I was learning. So within my first 30 days, I was able to make $1,000. Within my first 60 days, I was able to replace my full-time income and more than double it. I didn't know everything. I did everything wrong. But I was so enthusiastic. I was so excited that became infectious, so everybody wanted to know, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Well, why do you say that? What makes you say that? Why are you different? So I shared it right away. And you know, one of the first people I shared it with was Mr. Scott Kloster here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And look what he's doing.
Right, but you know what? He didn't see the value in it right away. It took a while.
Okay.
But what I did is I just kept sharing exciting things. Whenever I saw a training or something that was exciting, I shared it with him. Right? Okay. I kept talking about what I was learning, how I was benefiting. And it wasn't always, Scott, you got to do this. Scott, you got to do this. Why aren't you doing this? It was letting him see how excited and how I was changing.
Okay.
And then eventually, when he did look and he got excited, he said to me, why didn't you make me do this sooner?
Blame you.
So that you don't feel like you need to know everything. Do work on yourself. Do go through the training. Do familiarize yourself with that back office. But let your sponsor, let your upline diamond, your upline black diamond help you. You don't have to wait to make money. You don't.
Thank you. I've got so much passion, I think, and as Robert Jr. knows, I have a problem with I had to know everything. We've talked about this before, and I have to know everything to be able to pass it on. That's just one of my traits. It was like that in my other business as well. And I'm still like it. So maybe I need to take a day out and sit down and slap myself and say you don't need to know everything and just get it out there.
Right. Yeah, just
Thank you, Melody.
Don't be afraid to share it. And like I said earlier, have the mentality of you've got this wonderful gift. See, Robert gave us this gift so we can give it away to other people. So keep that in your mind. It's not about signing people. It's not about getting money from them. It's about helping them and with whatever business they're doing, whatever it is in their life where they're unhappy, where they're struggling. It is a gift and it's going to be life-changing for them. So
thank you so much, Melody. Thank you. It did, very much so. And thank you, Robert, for letting me be able to speak with Melody.
No problem. Thank you so much for asking that, and Melody, thank you so much for jumping on. That was, I don't even have anything to piggyback. You were right on, so thank you so much. So as we go on here, we got the next person is Barb. How you doing? I can see you working there. There you go. How are you doing?
I couldn't find my unmute button.
That's okay. How are you doing?
Oh, good, thanks. Yeah, I kind of had a pop today. I was just thinking, I connected with somebody locally and she seemed real excited about the possibility of looking at everything. It's so funny because I connect with people and they get all excited and they're ready to sign up, and then I never see their name in the back. So then I go back and kind of ask them, well, did you have a problem? And then it's funny because I actually had 3 sign-ups, but they were from people that I hadn't even approached, so I don't know where they came from. And I think I did put out like a little video, or that your dad's overview video that he had given on Craigslist. So and just ask the question, about what choice would you like to make, working, what he says, like going to school 4 years, working 40 hours a week for 40 years, and then retiring on 1/4 of what you live on now, which you have a hard time living on even now. And I thought, I'm the perfect test case because I did that already. So now I can do it the other way and be like the test case for the right way to do it.
Awesome.
And hopefully that try to encourage people to start so much younger,
Yep, absolutely. And a little tip for everybody out there, as you were saying that, when people say that they're ready to go pro or that they're going to sign up in the back office and they just don't. I don't know why, but I've always done this, is I just assume the sale. So when somebody says that they're going to go pro and they haven't, or when somebody says that they will go back in there and check it out and they haven't, and I know them personally, I always act as if they already did. Assume the sale. So I look in the back office and they are not in there, and then maybe the next day or 2 days later, it's like, oh my gosh, Barb, how do you like the training? Isn't it amazing? My gosh, you should check out this testimonial, from Scott, or you should check out this testimonial from Andrew. It just keeps getting better and better, man. I'm so happy you decided to check it out.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
And I don't know, I don't think I've ever said that before, but it's always been, I'm kind of like in my father in the way where I'm just not a salesperson. So when somebody says that, yeah, I'll go pro tonight when we get on, I've had somebody do that. And my funny way of doing it is, like tomorrow night, the day before the pro show, oh my gosh, I'm so excited you decided to go pro because tonight's the pro show, and Junior's going to be on there going over some basics. I know you're going to love it, man. I'm just so excited, Barbie decided to go pro. We'll see you on the pro show. And I just always just assume the sale, and for some reason all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I said I'd do that and I forgot. I might as well go ahead and do it now. Versus now all of a sudden turning into the salesperson going, Barb, listen, I thought you were going to go pro and you haven't yet. Why haven't you done that? Or you said you go in the back office and you did it. Come on. It's all of a sudden like you're pressuring them or trying to be a salesperson just as far as just assuming the sale. I see Melody clapping there. I don't know if I've ever really shared that with people, but I've always done that.
Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. And then I agreed with Rye, that I'd like to do more role play kind of stuff where because I think I could too if I would just go, and just like that suggestion, because I'm going to go back to some people that said they were going to sign up now and ask them how they like the training.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and we'll work on that, because I know role playing is one thing, but role playing never goes the way that people think that it will go in real life. It's like, well, of course, it's like they scripted it, or blah 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 blah. And then when that's why I do the live lead calls, because people can see that it's not scripted, and the way that I handle people's objections or the way they're talking, is always better. So I still think, especially with editing, I know we could probably fuzz people's pictures and their name out. So it'll be a work in progress. I know that might take some time to edit that, but we'll get it up there for everybody.
Okay, and then as far as you doing those live lead calls, what's the best way to have you do that? Is it like someone that just came in, or that you have their number and you just give you the number, and then, because I think Susan had said, you said don't wait a week or something like that. So.
Yeah, because I say it every live lead call, and if you hear me in the beginning of the training, is you need to be calling these people right away. So sometimes I'm very generous and will just call anybody's leads for them, but I'm sure a lot of people have been on live lead calls where it's an hour of me just leaving voicemails.
Right.
And, come to find out, it's like somebody got really excited a month ago, they got 20 leads, and nobody signed up, so then they stopped being excited. They never followed up with them, and it's like, oh my gosh, Robert's calling leads. Well, if he calls these leads that I piqued interest of a month ago, a week ago, maybe he can get them to get in. Or vice versa, when people go, well, listen, can you call my leads next week? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've already got like 10 back there. So now you're going to make the excuse to not do what I'm training and wait a whole week and let them sit around, and I thought it was so valuable, because when I said that to her, a lady that I was talking to, if you watched this week's live lead call, she said, wow, thank you so much for calling me. I know I just signed up. I've signed up for like 3 of these, and I'm really looking around, for something to do, and I'm really committed to doing something. I just don't know what it is yet. And because you called me, I'm going to take another look at this and take it serious. See, if we would have waited a week to call that person, she probably would have just signed up in something else, or, hi, I'm calling from Unlimited Profits. What? Yeah, the free training system. The jolly guy in the Hawaiian shirt and the purple car. Oh, yeah, I remember that. So what'd you like about the system? Oh, I don't know. That was like 2 weeks ago. I forgot I even logged into that thing. So as much as I'd love to call everybody's leads for them, since we're using it as examples to show people what to do, I'm saying, hey, guys, you need to call these immediately within the first 24 or 48 hours. But what I'm going to do is call a bunch of leads that are 2-3 weeks old. So, yeah, and if you're leading by example, I'm sure, Scott and everybody else on here, how hard is it if you really wanted me to call your leads that go, wow, if Robert's calling them on Monday, I'm going to take it serious this weekend and get 5-10 new leads over this weekend, so I have fresh, brand new people for Robert to call.
Okay. And how soon do you need to have them? You need to just have them that night?
Yeah, send them to me like in the morning or that night.
Okay.
Yeah, Melody, I see you raising your hand.
Yeah, I would highly recommend you don't wait. Don't wait that week for Robert to do it. There is nobody better to call those people other than Robert. But Barb, if you have somebody and you need somebody to call them, you let me know. I will call them for you. We don't want to wait.
Oh no, I'm not waiting. I'm calling as soon as I see them back there, I'm calling them.
Okay.
But a lot of times they don't answer, or the one guy said he had signed up for so many things he didn't even know which one it was, and and he never even wanted to know. He didn't want to know, I don't think. So.
Got it. But yeah, as long basically, if everybody out there wants me to call your leads, get them to me, Sunday night, if not Monday morning, because even now people know that I'm doing this, and you guys, well, I didn't show the screen, but I probably got between Brian and Matthew and sorry, I'm having a brain fart, but out of all the people that said, hey, can you call my leads, they gave me, like, I think it was a total of 45 leads that all came in that weekend.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't have time to even call all of them. So I just kind of go from the first people that hit me up, you know what I mean? And a lot of people have heard me say Brian Brown's lead a lot. Well, why? Because I know that he goes, wow, if I can create them, and Robert's going to call them the next day. So he purposely creates like 10, 15 leads every Sunday night so I can call him Monday morning.
Okay. And I'll have Susan give me the people. I'll try. I mean, I don't mind talking to people on the phone. I'm getting a little better at it.
Awesome. And that's, hey, like we said at the very beginning of this, the only way to learn is by doing.
Right.
I remember Doug Harkins did a great video out there, the difference between a coach and a mentor and somebody that's actually, training something versus learning something. Right. You can't learn how to be a football player. You train to be a football player.
Right. You can't have surrogate.
Yep, exactly. So thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Robert. I appreciate you too, Melody too, everybody.
God bless.
You too. Thank you.
And last but not least is Mr. Doug Harkins. How you doing, brother? Oh, you're still muted. There you go.
There I am. I'm doing great. If I was any better, supplements would eat me.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much for jumping on.
So, on the Monday lead calls, when you were doing your calls, were you just trying to make a point about staying on the line with that woman that was making all the objections to you, like, oh, where are you trying to charge me or anything? Would you normally spend that much time with somebody, or would you cut them?
Well, if you saw, I generally try to cut her off a couple times.
Yes.
You know, so if they're showing because I felt like, you know, at one point I was about ready to go, okay, I'm over it, but she kept showing general interest.
Right.
You know, so I wouldn't want to always spend that much time with somebody, but, you know, guess what? You know, if you're brand new and you're trying to get to Triple Diamond, you're trying to get to Black Diamond, and you have a lead that's on the phone with you, why wouldn't you try to take that extra time to get them into the system, or to get them to watch the videos?
Right. I mean, Melody does say that when a lot of times when people are objecting, then she just turns it into a game to see how long she can keep it on the line. And I know I've heard you say the same thing. So
yeah, and why I do that is because people, you know, that's people's number one fear, and then when they can see me do it live, they're going, well, I guess it's really not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so I love last Monday Live Lead Call because we had somebody that was throwing every objection possible she could at me in the book. So if you guys didn't see it, go back and watch that. You can go to my YouTube channel. And, you know, even I got to a point where saying, listen, this doesn't sound like it's for you. Well, I didn't say that. You know?
No, it was a great call, Robert. You know, it was very good. Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, I used to do that when that's all I did is with my business is call leads. And when I first started, and I'm sure everybody watching this, your number one fear is to get objections and a negative person on the phone. And when I did, I would purposely see how long I could keep them on the phone. If somebody said, I'm not interested in this, I wouldn't hang up the phone until they hung up on me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, why are you calling me? I don't know why at one point you thought you wanted to have a better future for your family. What? You know, I don't know. What's the worst thing that can happen, really?
Okay.
Awesome, but thank you so much, Doug.
You bet. Thank you.
Well, awesome. Well, with that said, we're already 17 minutes over. I purposely didn't schedule anything after this because I know after the last couple of Q&As we get so many people that jump on that I always cut it short. So I don't see any new people on here, so I just want to thank each and every one of you for jumping on and seeing this. I also want to thank everybody who jumped on and asked questions. You know, these Q&As are, we've been getting overwhelming response on how much these are helping people, and if it wasn't for you guys jumping on to ask questions, there wouldn't be any content for us to cover on this. So I want to thank each and every one of you that participated. Also want to thank our Black Diamonds for jumping on here and helping us with the questions. Is the more and more I let them kind of answer questions and take over, the more I feel like I just need to let you guys host these, and well, I'm sure we'll have some of those in the future. So I just want to thank each and every one of you, of course. Tomorrow is the Pro Show. Make sure that you have everybody jump on there. And Friday is the Diamond Show. So, man, I used to say Pro Shows were my favorite day of the week, but now they're the Diamond Shows, man. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch last week's Diamond Show, do yourself a favor and watch the recording. So, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful and blessed night. We'll see you tomorrow on the Pro Show. God bless.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. God bless you.
God bless.
Everyone.